On today's episode, we're at the Rocky Mountain Advanced Manufacturing Expo here at the Forge campus. Let's check it out. My name is Connor. I'm a mechanical engineer at Avid Product Development. Today we're at NOCOM's Rocky Mountain Advanced Manufacturing Expo. Let's go take a look inside. First, we're gonna check out our booth, then we're gonna go look at some other vendors. Here we are at the Avid Product Development booth. Let's go take a look at some parts. So here we have a few of our healthcare applications. At the top here is Invet Medical, and down below is Quorum. Quorum's an awesome local company here in Colorado that creates prosthetic devices. And down below those two, we have a football that we made out of the Lubrizol M88 TPU material. This is a really cool application. It's flexible just like the real thing. We even mimicked the flexibility using our Mark 10 load frame. Here in the back, we have some really cool consumer goods applications. At the top are the Sabre EDC sunglasses. These feature a nylon 12 3D printed frame and a Zeiss lens. Below that, we have some high-end fashion accessories. And then finally, we have another really cool application for another local company called Yoda MD. They make custom key fobs for Toyota and Lexus vehicles. Since we're here in the Forge campus, we had the opportunity to bring one of our build units up and have it on display in the booth. This really allows us to showcase the technology to potential customers here at the trade show. We'll also have all of our other YouTube videos here on display. And then here on the table, we have our standard sample kit. This showcases all of the different finishing options and materials that Avid offers. This was all designed and produced here in-house. It's a great opportunity to show all of the things that Avid does. And of course, no trade show would be complete without some giveaways. And then finally, we have our sunflower, which you'll be seeing more of very soon. So that concludes our booth. If you want to learn more about what we do, check out some of our other videos. Now let's go look at some other vendors. So I'm here with Jonathan from Frontier Metal Stamping. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure can. Frontier Metal Stamping, we build custom metal parts pretty much for any industry, any company, and we're a contract manufacturer, so we do high volume metal parts. For instance, this little hang tag on top of the OtterBox phone case, if you ever bought an OtterBox tag, we build just that little piece. And anyway, so we've done 36 million of those in 1 year. That's the highest volume we've ever done by a long ways. Also for OtterBox, they have a phone clip that goes on the belt. Anyway, inside there you can see those two springs, right? So we build these little springs for OtterBox, and we do like 6 million of those in a year. So wow. That's our highest volume player. The rest of the parts on here, they all have a story. We build this for a locker company, like when you go into your health club or wherever, and it's that little hasp that goes in there. This one we built for Samsonite. So it's that, you can see the handle that comes off of there. We build the metal part, of course. So that metal part alone looks like that. Also, here's one you can see inside there, the two metal parts. We build that goes into another company. We have our own dedicated tool room, and we build the two plates or the die sets that go into it. So the bottom one's called a die shoe, the top one's called a punch holder. And the way it's set up, there's many operations that go through there that the parts see. It starts out as flat metal, sheet metal, and then out the other end pops the part. So like for instance, this part is, it takes many stations. Inside the press, this is what happens. It hits a pilot hole so it knows how far to pull it each time. Every time the press comes down, it advances and pierces out these little pieces. So each one does it. This one takes 20-some steps, and at the end of it, it drops out looking like that.
So after 27 automated steps, you get your final part out the other end.
Your final part. Now, this one downstream, this goes to another company. They do the injection molding with that plastic, and that ends up in a variable speed or variable wipe for a car. Depending where it is, it'll have a delay or not, right?
Wow.
So that's what it's all about. So the distinctive competency or the advantage that we have is we have our dedicated tool room to build these. There's other stamping companies around, but they buy their tooling from somewhere else, and it can be very difficult to get it up and running. It can be slow to market. We get to market quickly and can build parts. So you're
really a one-stop shop here in Northern Colorado. for all metal stamping needs.
All metal stamping needs. Yeah, we do metal fab. We'll build prototypes for companies.
Yeah.
But we like to be involved early on because you design for manufacturability.
Yep.
There's some things that you can do in a design that won't allow you to do it. Now the rocket, right? So here we go.
Yeah.
Everybody asks about the rocket.
Everybody wants to know about the rocket.
And I tell my booth friends that we have to point it to the window in case it goes off because, insurance reasons, right? So anyway, General Dynamics makes this rocket. It's called a Hydra. And we build the part it's a packaging stop, right? Not a big deal, but it holds the nose from detonating when they go in. They put them in a big canister, nose down, because this is heavy. Center of gravity is about here on this, right? So we do, that's General Dynamics. GE Lighting, we do about 20-some different parts for GE Lighting. This is an end cap on fluorescent light, something like that. And we build, shims, brackets, clips, all kinds of metal parts that we do. And that's our claim to fame. We build the metal parts and then it goes into other companies.
So we're probably all surrounded by parts that Frontier has manufactured and we had no idea.
Underneath that table, there's little clamps that go on there. We build those.
Wow.
Right? There's up in the lights. We build the little clips that go on top of it, right? So you see that. This one we just came out with, we build those little cutting blades. Now this is a company located in Boulder, and this is for taking the dog hair off or whatever. We build they build 3 different sizes, but we do all the blades for them. So it's a high volume piece. Better Process, who's located here as well, they're doing the automation to get the blades to line up. So you got kind of collaboration here with for us, collaboration is very important because we don't do design work necessarily. We do design for manufacturability, but form, fit, and function, that has to come from the actual designers and or like Avid, you guys will take care of that. So when we have a customer that needs design work, we send them to you.
Yeah, and then we always appreciate that.
And then once you get rolling, then they come back to us and we show you the high volume.
That's really one of the awesome things about the NOCOM show here is that all of these companies get to come together and work together and create a really robust manufacturing industry within Northern Colorado.
Here's a hang tag for not a big deal. We
made 36 million of them.
It's kind of fun because on this one we use a horizontal flame. Most of the presses are vertical presses like that, but we have one that's called a multi-slide. So this starts out life as round wire, and then some other company flattens it. So we get the soft edges for free. So that round wire is coiled up. It's like 6 miles long. Yeah. And it comes along like this, and we have a punch that comes in and out. It forms it, cuts it, drops it in a bucket every 7/10 of a second. So it's like a sewing machine. And we just crank these out. So over 8 years, we've done enough for almost every person in America. I don't know where they all go, but anyway.
You're getting more than 1 per second.
Yeah.
Over 1 per second. Wow.
Yeah. And it's all, we get the part for free and then we get it plated.
Yeah. That's cool.
So that's kind of it. Frontier metal stamping.
Awesome.
Custom metal parts, high volume is what we do best. And we look forward to working with you and other companies here today.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Right.
Appreciate it. So we're here with Ken at Better Process. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do?
Absolutely. We're a small company that works with small and mid-sized manufacturing companies, and we do manufacturing engineering. And along with that, a lot of our clients have asked us to automate their processes and get to a better process.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what these 2 machines behind us are doing?
Yeah, so we're all about having a little bit of fun with our work. And so on this particular robot back here, it's a universal robot. We're also have a Sensopart camera in there that is a color camera. And we're picking up color marbles and going yellow, green, blue, red. And then we're doing a marble race with that. And so it's kind of a little fun, but at the same time, we're showing off some of the technology of the camera and the robot.
That's awesome.
This particular robot here is doing a tool change, and basically we're to show that you don't always have to buy a new robot for every tool change that you need on the end of your end effector. You can change out those tools. You can put electricity, through the connection, or you can put pneumatics through the connection. So that's kind of what we're demoing with this one. We're also showing a zoom lens with the SensoPart camera and really getting in and focusing into how close we can get. So when you have a vision guided robotics, you can get very serious, like 5-micron alignments.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very
Wow.
incredible. So thanks
Super
to the team for setting up all these demos. They've really
Yeah.
spent a long time setting up all this stuff. So
These are awesome. It's super fun to watch. How have you guys used 3D printing? So
yeah, so we have kind of two capabilities on the 3D printing side. One of them is kind of more high resolution. I'm going to call it a serious 3D printing machine.
Yeah.
It's called Markforged, and get really good tolerance with it. Tends to run a little hot on expenses from the filament side.
Sure.
So we have the bamboo set.
Yeah.
And the guys and gals that we have here prefer it because it's faster.
Yep.
So when we're doing fixturing that doesn't need super high tolerance, we're able to use those machines to be able to get a fixture out really quickly. Third, we also have a resin machine.
Nice.
It's kind of just a home hobbyist resin
Yeah.
machine, but it still kind of does the job and gets some really tight tolerances when we need it. So 3D printing is definitely the way to go when you're prototyping, and of course, we know that's the case at Avid as
Yeah.
well. So
you guys have quite a few tools here that'll really allow you to deliver a lot of value to your customers.
absolutely. I mean, the main thing is. It's the people, right? So it's the engineering talent that we have here at Better Process. We can go in, help a manufacturer out, get their processes better, and then we leave, and you don't have to have that constant payroll for a team like ours.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for, I've been doing it for about 40 years. The team's kind of growing from that perspective. And so we have a lot of experience to bring to bear for manufacturing engineering for Colorado and countrywide, really, manufacturing companies.
That's awesome. What are you most excited about today at the Rocky Mountain Advanced Manufacturing Expo?
As I told the team earlier, let's just have fun with it. These are relationships that we build over time.
Yep.
These are not sales that we're going to get next week or even next month. These are things that you just meet people and you get these relationships built up over.
Absolutely.
Could be a year for a
Absolutely.
sale to make sense and get into a capital plan or something like that. So.
Awesome. Well,
Great.
thanks for your time, Ken.
Hey.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks
We'll see
a
you
lot.
around.
Yep.
So I'm here with Tim from GoEngineer. Can you tell us a little bit about what GoEngineer does?
Yeah, GoEngineer is a solution provider, basically. So we cover SolidWorks software and that whole suite, from CAD modeling to simulation to more advanced tools. And then we have a whole hardware division that covers 3D printing and 3D scanning. So you can do reverse engineering, inspection, prototyping, and production parts, depending on what machine you get.
3D printed pizza.
3D printed pizza, 3D printed donuts. This one people always mistake as the real deal because they're like, oh, it's just a little stale, give it a try. Yeah. But yeah, we run the gambit from photorealistic looking parts that you can use for prototyping and marketing to large, nice looking parts to full strength end use production parts, depending on what materials you pick, what machine you're using. We kind of run the gambit. So that fits into our solution selling side of things, where we work with customers to figure out what problem are you facing, and we direct you towards what can fix that best and not try and shove a specific solution down.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The newest thing we can showcase to you guys that we brought on very recently is BLT. So this is our metal 3D printing solution we've recently brought
Very
on.
cool.
So we have examples over here. And so there's Bright Laser Technology is the name of the company. And we can do all kinds of different metal parts, all kinds of different sizes, and super high complexity parts. I'm gonna check it out. So it was all done in one print job. Same with this. This even has internal cooling on it. And this technology is actually very price competitive and pushing the envelope for what's practical. And also the material solutions we have runs the gambit. The company actually has their own in-house production for metals, so they atomize their own powders. They have their own PhDs on staff, like 50 of them, for dealing with the materials side, because materials side of metal 3D printing is very complicated.
Yep.
And that can be a roadblock for a lot of people. So they do all this production in-house, and they actually are to the point where they are doing full production of metal parts.
And this is something that GoEngineer offers.
Yes.
Wow.
And that runs the gambit and sizes from machines to smaller machines of build chamber size up to ones that can literally print a 2.5 meter tall part in one print job.
So you can do a full-size human out of metal.
Out of titanium, alloys, or whatever you want, yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. How do you see the cooperation between selling software and selling the additive manufacturing hardware?
So yeah, so we sell SolidWorks software and other CAD solutions, and we have 3D scanning and rapid prototyping and production solutions. So those go really well together, because most things in the world, especially with the software we mainly sell, SolidWorks, is a mechanical CAD drafting software.
Yeah.
And so generally when you're making something mechanical, you're doing something like this, mount for holding stuff. I believe this goes on a car to hold the camera. You're gonna model up in the software, and then you're going to then need to produce 100,000 of them or something.
Yeah.
So you're going to need a prototype at those some point along the way too. You don't want to say, okay, cool, make me 100,000, and then find out later you had a problem in the design. You got to go back and tweak it. So that's why you start rapid prototyping to see how things work, how things fit, double check, verify your designs. Simulation on the CAD side only goes so far till seeing like obvious issues or something you didn't account for cropping up. And then from there, you can go to practical testing, to fit and form testing, to functional testing, and then depending what it is, you can even go to full production. And this is an actual part that I believe is on the I think it's Roche cars, and this is one of their backup cameras, and this part is 3D printed in production on one of the H350 Stratasys machines.
So you guys can really help people everywhere from creating an idea through design all the way to final production. You can help every step of the way.
And it runs the gambit from large scale to small scale.
Yeah.
We have SolidWorks on the lower end for prices depending on what you need to design. We got high-end simulation softwares. And actually the 3D printing, especially in production, really unlocks a lot of capabilities for customers.
Totally.
You got large car companies that need to do production, but let's say you have a unique design that you're selling and you're like, well, I'm only gonna be making like 1,000 a year maybe to sell. That ends up being really expensive if you're trying to injection mold it, because injection molds cost a lot, so you have this high upfront cost.
Yeah.
Where now, if you can design it in a way to 3D print it for production, you're only paying per part you make, and you can change your design at any point in the future, and you don't have these hard fixed-in costs. It makes it a lot more flexible for companies.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything else you want to tell us?
No, I mean, that kind of covers most of it. Again,
you guys do quite a bit.
It covers a large variety of things that really it's just best when we can talk to customers and figure out what their problems they're facing and see if there's something that we can help them with to alleviate it, because the ultimate goal is just to help customers be able to produce things better, faster, cheaper, and not just shoehorn something in if it doesn't fit.
Yeah. What are you most excited about today here at the Rocky Mountain Advanced Manufacturing Expo?
Yeah, you mean for other, like
just in general?
In general, I guess meeting a bunch of cool customers. Hopefully see if we can get some interesting conversations going.
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be a school coming through, and it's always fun to get the kids inspired about what's possible in the future. People see 3D printing at home and they got the little FDMs and they see things like this and they're like, what? And it really gets the gears turning. People thinking about things that they didn't even know was possible.
Yeah.
And seeing where they go with it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So we're here with Roger from Interstates. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for stopping by. Interstates is an industrial electrical construction firm that offers electrical engineering, electrical construction, automation integration, OT, analytics, optimization, maintenance, and then we manufacture control panels, skids, and e-houses. We've got over 300,000 square feet of manufacturing across the United States.
Is all that manufacturing here in Northern Colorado?
No, we've got 70,000 here in Northern Colorado. So if you want a tour, we'd be happy to give you a tour. But yeah, just have to contact me and stop by.
That's awesome. Yeah. What are some of the industries that you work in up here in Northern Colorado?
Sure, man. So our office, we kind of have 4 primary markets. One is water, wastewater. We also do a lot of food and bev. We do a lot of pet food, and then we do a lot of value-added ag.
Very
So
cool.
Those
Very
are our
cool.
main ones. We do a lot of oil and gas as well on our manufacturing side.
Nice. What are you most excited about today here at the Expo?
Whew, man, I'm excited about the Colorado manufacturing community coming together. I think that our manufacturing community does a really good job of supporting each other. And so today is going to be a really fun experience of both getting to meet new people, see some old friends, make new connections, and then catch up with, homies like you.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the new space that you guys moved into in Fort Collins?
Yeah, it's super exciting. So we moved in last October. I think it's October 16th. We just hosted our first open house a couple months ago, but it's a beautiful space. It's 93,000 square feet.
Wow.
70,000 square feet of manufacturing, and it's pretty. It's open. There's a lot of co-working spaces, so it's
That's
a
great.
beautiful building. We're very excited.
Awesome. Roger, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the interview. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. So that concludes today's video. Links to all of the vendors can be found in the description below. If you've got any questions, hit us up in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.